Hi, this is Bill McEwen with GV Wire, and today I'm interviewing Fresno Unified School District Board President Brooke Ashjian. Brooke's been in the news quite a bit lately, and we thought it would be great to have him sit down and talk one-on-one. Brooke, welcome to GV Wire.
Thank you, Bill. Great to be here.
So the first thing I want to talk about is your situation on the board. People from the LGBT community are saying that you should step down and resign. And you've been very firm, saying, I will not resign. Take us through your thought process on that.
Well, I believe in the First Amendment rights of freedom of the press, freedom of free speech. And I also believe that the day that an elected official doesn't have the ability to express his opinion is the day from a democracy or republic into a socialistic, possibly a communistic society. I think that it is a requirement of public office for elected officials to be able to speak their opinion on what they believe. But it also is a requirement for the elected official to follow the law. And I think I've done both. My complete focus has been on, from the day one, has never been on re-election, has never been on changing office. It's been on kids 100%. My focus maintains and will continue to maintain my focus on children and moving programs. We're going to educate kids. We've got the poorest children in the valley. The test results just came back that 15% of our 11th graders are proficient in math. It's an ungodly number. It's an embarrassing number. And I wish that some of these leaders that were so concerned about freedom of the press or freedom of free speech or somebody's opinion would be worried that 85% of our kids can't do math.
Education program, many lawsuits filed through the years. Fresno Unified spent a large amount of money on legal bills, and I think a lot of people, parents in the district, would say, work with the families, get some coordination going here, and instead of paying the lawyers, let's put some more money into psychologists and into teaching. So let's rebuild our special education program.
Correct. So
how far along is that?
Great question. The budget had one psychologist in it. And
for the whole district?
They were going to add one psychologist for the whole district. We had 51. I met with a psychologist. They said, Brooke, we are drowning here. We need help. So what I did was I went and said, how many do you need? And they said, we need 5, right? 5 plus 1. We need them right now. And so I said, okay. This was on a Thursday at 5 o'clock. We knew that Clovis Unified was going to be offering the 10 trainees that we had here, we're going to be offering them jobs Friday morning and Monday. So I called HR, I talked to the superintendent, I called HR, I go, look, we got it. They said, Brooke, we don't have it in the budget. We just don't have it in the budget. So I said to them, don't we offer teachers a job with the condition that if we pass the budget or the budget comes in, you have the job? They said, yeah. I said, here's what I want to do. Offer them the job. They said, well, what are we going to do? How are we going to get the approval? Let me go to the board and figure it out. I knew where some board members were going to be because I wasn't going to violate the Brown Act, and I went to work on others, and I said, look, we have to do this. And I'm on record saying in the April 5th meeting, one of the heavy reasons, going back to your first initial question about LGBTQ, I'm on record saying, look, 41% or 40% of our LGBT kids commit suicide. 40%. National rate says it's more like 41%. Neither here nor there. We need these psychologists, and we got to get them out of evaluation processes, and they got to get into therapeutic processes. We've got to have these 5. I said, it's important to me, it matters. Went to my board members, got it done. We went from 51 to 56, and we're going to go to 60 or 65 next year. There's things that can get done if you're willing to get it done. Special ed is a huge problem inside Fresno Unified. If you don't believe me, come to one of our board meetings before closed session and watch the 10 or 15 lawyers we have lined up that are defending us on certain cases. I called for the first one ever, a complete audit of special ed. We're going to have independent auditors come in and tell us what we're doing well and what we're doing weak, and where we're fat on executive teams, and where we're light on psychologists or aides or those kind of things. The other thing that directly involves special ed is we had in the budget 12 health aides that we had budgeted. I scrapped the health aides and I put in 19 LVNs. Every school is now covered by a nurse. Every school. It's never been that way before. We had, prior to the recession, Michael Hansen put in 80, we used to have in 2005 or 2006, 88 or 89 nurses. We went down to 36 nurses. So our kids weren't receiving the care because, and the way that I figured this out was interesting. We had a kid come in for a suspension, and the board was supposed to suspend him, and they were a first grader. And I said, how could a first grader get expelled? This doesn't make any sense to me. He's unruly, he's this, he's that, he's all of these things. So as I'm looking through the chart, I said, well, did you do the health analysis? Have you looked at, where's the record? Well, we don't have it. I said, well, send it back, and when you come back, I want to see it. They came back 3 weeks later. The child was 90% deaf, and we were going to suspend him. He couldn't hear. He couldn't hear. So immediately we went to work, and we've upped nurses. We've upped LVNs. Special ed is a huge it's a huge blessing for Fresno Unified because we have so many children that are there, and we're not using it as a blessing, we're using it as a curse. And the reason I say that to you is Atticott had the worst physical buildings. They had some of the best teachers, some of the worst facilities. Ratah is terrible. Complete revamp of Atticott. I've done a complete revamp coming of Ratah. Star Elementary School, which is in my area, we had our autistic children, we still do to this day, it's changing, in portables, completely excluded from the school. There was no inclusion process for the autism. So I said, time out. With the Measure X dollars, we're going to do a complete revamp of STAR and the autistic program there, and there's going to be inclusion, just like we just did at Fig Garden. Fresno Unified, as you know, used to be one of the top in the nation for special education.
Okay, another big topic for you, and it's been a passion of yours for a long time, is career technical education. And I know that the district has given lip service to investment in CTE for like 10 years. What's the update on that front?
So we have some good news, not as good as I would like it to be, because I don't think it's enough, but we have the state-of-the-art, the most state-of-the-art diesel tech facility that's going to be built here in the spring of 2018 at Duncan Polytechnical. It's going to be unrivaled by anything you've ever seen. It's going to be incredible. With Carroll Mills at Fresno High, we have the construction field coming back. We have construction management coming with it. We have engineering coming with it, but it's construction. And it's been huge of our labor force wanting that. We also have HVAC. So we're moving in directions that I think we need to go. Do I think it's enough? No. What I want to see is, I'd like us to see us pull design science back from Fresno City College, State Center College, and take the building that we're talking about putting there on the campus, put it next to the campus, and combine with them and truly build the most state-of-the-art CT facility that the state has ever known. This valley needs trained professionals, and we're not doing that. But we need trained professionals in the trade fields, but we also need trained professionals in the medical field. That's why nobody has done this. The Asimi family stepped forward after having a conversation with Darius. I said, why will you not allow and save seats in your pharmaceutical college and in your medical college for Fresno Unified kids, particularly Bullard, because that's where we're starting. That's not just saying only Bullard kids are going to go there, but we're starting. He emboldened his team at the university, and I brought the district leaders together. We formed a partnership. 20 children in Fresno Unified have curriculum that matches with the medical colleges through either CSU Stanislaus. We need to bring Joe Castro to the table. That's hard for me to verbalize the words, because Joe Castro is normally always at the table, and I have nothing but the highest regard for him. But when Joe sees this, Joe, we need you at the table. We need to have a pathway that goes Fresno Unified, Fresno State, the Assimi colleges of medicine, and we need to locally trained doctors. And more importantly, we need them to stay here. We have some of the worst health care in the nation right here. The number one reason why kids don't come to school, asthma.
So, Brooke, I've seen you just flood with tears at the drop of the hat when talking about children. So, your public persona is this rough, tough guy. In politics, you're a brawler, admirer of Donald Trump, and that's controversial in itself. But so, what is it that moves you about children, and what about it? What is it about you as a person that tears can come that easily?
You know, I think that growing up and having some success, but also seeing a lot of failures, right? Understanding what you thought wealth was, but also at the same time experiencing poverty. I think that those things draw you to your roots of what really matters. And at the end of the day, life is more like, business life is more like Monopoly. It all goes back in the box. And the only thing you take with you, I personally believe, are the people that you've brought along with you. You know, the people that you've helped elevate. And so I know of, I think I know of no greater joy besides outside of my family, of helping women and children. It's my passion. I enjoy it. I like it. We've helped a lot of children at Fresno Unified, a lot, and a lot of parents. And we've helped, I think, the ones that were most vulnerable. And am I a brawler? Yeah, I think so.